All right, welcome to 2023. Happy New Year, everybody. Lots to unpack here. The year finished off in 2022 with some big surprises, and I got lots to unpack here. So I know everyone has a short attention span, so I'll try and get this through all of this as efficiently as I can, okay? So let's start out with how did we end up year over year? So if we're looking at the numbers in 2021 as a whole and 2022 as a whole, in the GTA, we actually saw growth, believe it or not, of 8.6%. Some of the other statistics, if you pick them apart, if you compare December of the previous year to December of 2022, you'll see it was actually down 9%. But as an average for the year, you'll see it was up 8.6%. So that might surprise a lot of people. Condos remain relatively flat as an average price. So less than 1% change. So pretty good there. And we got some strong pricing in condominiums. Now, condominiums, just by sheer nature of the price point of those versus resale homes or new homes, will always have a little bit of upward pressure on them. Average listings. So if you look at the listings, again, it might appear high from the previous year, but that was because there was such a shortage in 2021 versus 22. But if you go back to 2020 or 2019, you'll see that the listings were quite similar to what they were in 2022. In fact, if you go back to 2018 or 2017, the listings were even higher than they were for 2022. So we're back into a comfortable spot there as far as listings. Months of inventory, we're still below 3 months at 2.79%. 2.79 months, I should say, which is very healthy. It's still considered technically a seller's market. Now, the average price, if you look at it long term over the last 4 years and take a closer look at this chart, you'll see that it remained quite flat right from July of last year right into the end of the year. So not much movement there. We got a lot of stability in pricing, which is also good considering we had a lot of rate hikes at that point. Now, you'll know that if you look at Bank of Canada and how they're predicting things will unfold for 2023, they're saying that the rates, they signaled that they might stop increasing rates towards the end of the last 2022 when they gave us that last half point hike. But you never know. There's probably still something left in terms of an increase, but minor. You're not going to see any more big jumps, but you might see a quarter point, maybe even half a point. But here's some good news. If you look at the record high immigration and how that's impacted housing in terms of the rates, we have had record high immigration. So that's helping to offset some of the impact of these rates that you see. And that's why our market is actually staying quite stable. And a lot of that has to do with just overall, people are talking about maybe a recession and all these rate hikes affecting us. Well, take a look at this slide here. This might also surprise you. During previous recessions, with one small exception of 1990 to 92, that little two-year window, our housing market in the GTA has actually performed well. We've had increases in price points during the recession. So I thought that was quite interesting to see. The other thing that you'll be quite surprised about, and this has a lot to do with the job market being so strong, Ontario, it might surprise you to know, is the best position in the whole country as far as mortgage arrears. So we are at a record low in the history of Ontario for mortgage arrears right now. That was very surprising to see. It's a 0.06 mortgage arrears rate. That's the rate they use to calculate it, and it's the lowest we have on history. And that's again because we have such a strong jobs market. So a lot of these things, this is why we're seeing resilience, high immigration, record high immigration, and then we have very low unemployment. And these are fantastic for the real estate market and keeping things stable. And then as far as resale inventory, we're also 27% below the 20-year average. So if you look at this chart here, you'll see where the average is in terms of resale homes, and we're substantially below that average. So we're in a pretty healthy market, believe it or not. Are we going to see some more growth? Absolutely. I think once you see these rates start to finally stabilize, which we're near that point now, and the Bank of Canada, by the way, is actually targeting a rate. They're looking to decrease those rates by up to 2%. By the end of this year was the last kind of signal they gave us, but we'll see if that pans out or not. But definitely there's going to be some downward pressure on rates going forward, which I think will be good news for the market. And you'll see a lot of buyers who have been sitting on the sidelines get their confidence back and jump back into the market. In addition to that, you'll also see that we've had just a tremendous amount of activity in rentals. And so a lot of these people started to jump into rentals at these record high prices after the first quarter of 2022. Well, a lot of those people's leases are going to start coming due this spring, later in the year. And a lot of those people have just been renting purposely. They just want to sit on the sidelines, wait till the rates cool, and get that confidence to jump back into the market. And they're sitting on their cash, just waiting to jump back into the market and make a purchase. So I think you're going to see a lot of that happening this year. Again, we're forecast for another record high immigration year for 2023. These are all things that are going to be positive for the housing market for GTA. So look out for a great 2023. And of course, these things can vary from market to market. And if you want some more details, you'll have to reach out to me directly for your specific micro market, which I'd be happy to spend some time discussing with you. Have a great 2023. Let's make sure it's full of happiness, prosperity, and health, of course.